Maybe like a year or so ago, I did a video on Call of Duty World at War. It was a different time in my life. I wasn't exactly off my rocker just yet, and I was trying to be nice. Nowadays, I'm off my meds and going fucking crazy as shit spewing nonsense. But in all seriousness, Call of Duty World at War is one of my favorite games in the series, and up there with some of my favorite first-person shooters in general. However, when I was discussing all of my preamble bullshit in the video, there was a game I mentioned that I wanted to get to and completely cut out of my script. Why, you ask? Well, it's simple. I just didn't fucking have it in me to go and play it because it wasn't exactly a good game. In fact, it might be one of the shittiest Call of Duty games that I've played. That being said, I don't know if my brain is just fucking decaying or something, but I had fun with it despite how fucking bizarre it is that the game even exists in the first place. So you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna talk about Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. If you don't know what this game is, count your blessings because you're a lucky son of a bitch. I mean, I had no idea that this shit was even a thing until I made that World at War video. Its existence is a bit of an anomaly too. See, at the time of its release, the 7th generation console was well underway. So as a way to try and take advantage of the still popular PlayStation 2's large-ass install base, Activision decided to have the Sniper Elite dudes at Rebellion shit out a Call of Duty game on the system with the World at War moniker slapped onto it. I feel that at this time, Call of Duty didn't exactly hit its peak just yet. Call of Duty 4 was popular as shit with the dude bros, but the series hadn't really felt like it had fucking boomed until years later. But still, the series was relevant enough to where if you saw a game with that Call of Duty name on it, it was probably worth playing. The game itself consists of 13 missions with 4 different campaigns. It's a typical shit you'd expect from a classic Call of Duty game where you're rolling between different fronts in World War II. One half of the game you're fighting the Imperial Japanese Army and the other half you're fighting Nazis. The game itself isn't anything special, with a lot of it feeling like fucking cut content that didn't make it into the good version of World at War. I'm gonna sound fucking crazy, but I blame Kiefer Sutherland for the game feeling like this.
Okay, let's see what we've got. Sound on. Turner.
Aye, aye, sir.
Polanski.
Aye, sir.
Miller. Where is your weapon, Marine? Get over to that table and pick up a rifle, Miller. Double time.
No, really. For some reason, hearing him in the game made me feel like some of these levels were just shit that they scrapped and didn't want to get rid of it entirely, so they just gave it to Rebellion to fuck with. I'll be real too. This game sucks dick. It's trash, but it's Call of Duty. If you played any of the classic CODs, you might go into this the same way I did. I think it grew on me a bit, but there were some levels that were fucking junk. Probably the shittiest mission in the game was this rail shooter level in the winter campaign where you're just firing the cannon of a tank. It's boring as shit, and I felt like they probably could have done without it since, unlike the good Call of Duty World at War, Final Fronts only has this one specific section as something that attempts to switch it up. If you could move around yourself or something, it might be kind of cool, but no. It's just a pile of shit level. Fucking atrocious. I think the most interesting level was probably the Shuri Castle one. Why? Because it's fucking weird as shit seeing the differences between the World at War version and Final Fronts. In World at War, you get to blow that shit up yourself by calling in strikes. However, in Final Fronts, you're just killing dudes until the game decides to do it for you. Once again, completely underwhelming, and the fucking ending sucks dick too.
Get on that radio. Tell the skipper the Marines have taken Shuri Castle. Pulaski, Turner, Jackson. Secure the area.
Aye, aye, sir.
Good job, Miller. Good job.
So what now, Sergeant? We taking it all the way to Japan?
That's the plan, Pulaski. All the way to Tojo's doorstep.
Garbage. Reiterating my previous statement, this game really is a fucking anomaly. You know, aside from Kiefer Sutherland, they got Nolan North and shit in this game too.
Upstairs, clear! Regroup on me. Hey, do you hear that? Enemy vehicles heading this way. Maybe they're bringing up reinforcements.
Yeah, fucking Nathan Drake himself. That shit threw me off hearing the dude in such a garbage-ass Call of Duty. That being said, I don't think the intention was to make such a shitty-ass game. Playing through the campaign entirely, I feel like Rebellion gave it an honest try, because despite the ass level design and some of the fucking shit AI, the game was playable enough for me to finish. It's a curiosity more than anything else, but I didn't hate this game. It's probably one of the most intriguing garbage games that I've played in my life. So, would I recommend this to anyone? Fuck no. Not if you value your time. I played this shit because I had nothing better to do. I was bored and thought to myself, fuck it. And you know what? I may as well just finish the job of bitching about this game. Not only does Final Fronts feel like ass to play, but it also looks like shit too. I made a joke saying that this game looks like what happens when textures don't load in. And you know what? Fucking still rings true. For a PS2 game, Final Fronts looks like fucking ass and doesn't make up for it with anything impressive. You know, we had games like Resident Evil 4 and Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PS2, and those games came out years before this shit and looked fucking great. Final Fronts bucks the trend of bothering to raise any graphical bars and milk whatever life the PS2 had left in it by making what I believe might be one of the ugliest fucking games on the system. It looks like shit, but honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and spend a fucking hour analyzing something that I feel doesn't deserve it. So that's all I'm gonna say about Final Fronts. This game tormented me with constant bullshit and getting stuck on enough random shit to the point of me wanting to martyrdom myself in real life. I don't recommend this game to anyone unless you're bored as shit and just want to say that you played every Call of Duty in existence. And even then, fuck it, it's just not worth it. In the 4 or 5 hours I spent playing this game, I feel like there was nothing of value that was brought into my life. I'm a sad, pathetic adult, and this is a sad, pathetic game. So with that, we end now with a game that I think may be my kindred spirit, taking the form of a piece of media. It's not a good thing, but it does exist. And to make things worse, it's a game that'll outlive me because of the name alone. I'll be forgotten one day, but Call of Duty Final Fronts will live on in infamy as one of the shittiest games ever released on the PlayStation 2.